we're here to talk about Evolution now. Now, Evolution took place, same building, and I'm going to say this right off the bat before we even get into the matches. I did not like the fact at all, I didn't like at all, that I noticed right away they didn't change any of the setup. They didn't change any of the look or vibe of the building from Saturday Night Main Event. They left the railings out, screen setups, everything was exactly the same for Saturday Night Main Event. That's how little they gave a shit about this pay-per-view. They didn't try at all to make this thing feel like its own thing, its own pay-per-view. It was just Saturday Night Main Event Part 2 plus women. That's all that it really was. And so I was they tried everything they could to get me out of this pay-per-view very, very early on. They really did not want me to give a shit about this show. But try as they might, I still did. In spite of the fact that it opened up with a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch defending against Bayley and against everyone's least favorite bird lady, Lyra Valkyria.
So I have a confession to make.
Oh, here we go. I'm ready for it. Go ahead, hit me with it.
I missed 3 of these matches.
Okay. And
I didn't. So here's the thing.
Okay.
I didn't know I did because I thought I was right on time. And then I got to the end of it, and it felt like a good length, so I didn't even question. So I jumped in at
8.
Trish.
Yes. Okay. So you thought the show started at 8.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. And it started at 7. That was the issue.
So
okay.
it wasn't even necessarily about time. That's just when I got there, and it was doing a promo because my buddies were watching. So I jumped into the stream, and it was doing a promo, and it jumped into their match. So I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. Just caught it. Like, let's go. And it went for a decent length, like the show. So when I saw the last match, I'm like, ugh, I'm going to bed. I'm glad I caught it.
All done with that.
Yeah, a few days later, I look at this. I'm like, what the fuck are these matches? So anything before Trish.
Okay.
And
so we're
Tiffany, I did not see, but feel free to spoil it.
So 10. Let me see. 10, 10, and 16. You missed 36 minutes of action.
Becky,
yes,
Jane, and then what was the Judgment Day match?
Yes. So,
God damn.
So the Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship match opened the show, which I thought initially was a bad idea because this is one of the few matches that had a story. So like, damn, there's so many other hot matches that you could probably start the show off with. But now I understand why. Seth was there, didn't want to leave without his wife. His wife had to perform, so they probably said, fuck it, she'll go on first, and then you guys do what you got to do. I put that together. All right, fine. But I ended up eating sour grapes. Now, this is not a Matt classic by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought this was a decent match. Definitely adding Bayley, because I didn't like Becky and Lyra alone. Adding Bayley, for whatever reason, added a little something to this. I got a little bit more into the match. Lyra is Lyra. She hits all the moves. She does everything she's supposed to do. It's Becky, it's Bayley in a cardboard box. I don't know, and the cardboard box can do a sunset flip.
You're gonna come around. I'll mark my words, dude. I don't know how long it's going to take, but you're going to come around, dude. You're going to be a Lyra fan
I don't
someday,
think
dude.
she's a bad wrestler. That's the thing about it.
Her, dude. You fucking hate her.
It's just nothing. I don't hate her. It's just
you hate her.
Nothing interesting about her at all whatsoever.
Let me tell anyone and everyone who's listening right now. If this dude don't like it, he fucking hates it. Don't let him pull the wool over your eyes, dude.
Oh, my God. Yeah, but I'm actually trying to give her credit here. She didn't do anything that upset me here. None of them did, actually. This was a really good, well-put-together triple threat match. It was a good start for the show. Crowd was into it. I will make a strong argument that this specific crowd, the kind of crowd that would pay money to see an all-women pay-per-view, was into it. Like, almost every match, I could point to a section where the crowd was just losing its shit. So it was a good crowd for this particular setup. So that was the triple threat match. Becky defeated both of them. She pinned Bayley with this really awesome pin. I've never seen a pin like this in my life. It was like some sort of it was like an arm lock thing where she backslided Bayley. You got to go back and see it. It's fucking crazy. And I'm glad it was the finish. Like, she pulled this crazy pin out and it actually worked and beat Bayley, which was pretty cool. The second matchup on the card, which led, and this is my problem. This is my problem with NXT. When we did NXT Black and Gold, those people, that the roster for Black and Gold was notorious and famous enough, had enough exposure to people to where even if you were a casual, you didn't know who a Kevin Owens was. You didn't know who a Sami Zayn was. But if you were a really into it wrestling fan, really tapped into it, then you knew who these people were. So you would get some sort of reaction. You would get some sort of excitement from people. And then it would just be infectious. The building would just catch on. Right? But this second match had the NXT Women's Championship match. It's Jacy Jayne, accompanied to the ring by Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix, against Jordynne Grace with Blake Monroe, formerly AEW's Mariah May. And it was a one-on-one matchup. And this was a match that I called to the T in the first 10 seconds. To the point where I said what I had to say, and then I walked off. And I went to the kitchen, and I was doing a bunch of shit in the kitchen. I can still hear it, but I'm doing a bunch of shit in the kitchen, and something happened, and my wife goes, "Get the fuck out of here." And then I heard the bell, and I came back. And I said, "What happened?" She goes, "Did you see this match already?" I said, "No, we're live. I haven't seen it yet. They're wrestling right now." And I said, "What happened?" And she told me what happened, and it was exactly what I said. None of it made any sense, so I tried to make it make sense in my head. And when I did that, that's exactly what they did. Which was, Jacy Jayne is the heels, is part of the heel group. What do they call it? Fatal Attraction or whatever they call themselves. And she's the champ. They're the heels. Jordynne Grace is the babyface. And for whatever reason, Blake Monroe, who spent 75% of her AEW career as a heel, comes to NXT and she's getting cheered out of the building. So she's now a babyface. And her and Jordynne Grace have been talking on the show recently. So we get to the pay-per-view, I guess, and Jordan is like, "Hey, I think it would be really cool if you came out with me, neutralize the numbers game, because JC's got two people. I don't really know two people, but I do know you, so maybe you can help me out." She was like, "All right, cool, sure, no problem. I'll go out there and I'll help you." So Jordan does her entrance. Blake comes out with her, and they're all ringside. JC and Jordan are having their match, and Blake's true to her word. She's trying to negate the numbers game. She's beating up the girls that were on the outside. And and what I had told my wife, I said, Blake Monroe has no business being a babyface. She's going to be a heel, and I feel like she's going to turn heel tonight. Jordan and JC are going to have their match. Jordan's going to get close to winning. Blake's going to fuck her. JC is going to win. It's going to set up Jordan and Blake for a program. It gets JC a big win on Evolution so she can continue this experimental run. That's all I said. When it went down, Blake attacks, I think it was Jasmine, that she hit with a fucking forearm. Oh, I forgot this. Jasmine had the belt, like she was going to hit Jordan behind the referee's back. Blake hits Jasmine, grabs the belt, and starts looking at the belt, and I went, up, there it is. And sure enough, there's a spot in the ring. Jordan gets close to the ropes, and fucking Blake knocks her with the fucking belt. She takes the bump back. JC hits her with a move, beats her 1, 2, 3. Exactly as I called it. Because this was all set up in a weird way. None of this shit matches. Now it matches. They had to make it match and make it make sense throughout the course of the match. I was like, oh, okay, there it is. There's the heel turn. So no surprise, no effect. It was just course correction. She came in from AEW, so she got a big pop, and people were excited to see her there, but the real money in Blake is her as a heel. They needed a reason to turn her heel. They found one. That's the whole point of this match. 10 minutes, 30 seconds. It was just a regular NXT match. And I brought up that earlier analogy because JC comes out, and even Jordan comes out, and it didn't seem like anybody gave a fuck. There was no commotion. There wasn't much of a real reaction. I think people were, for the people who knew, they knew, but there wasn't enough of them. It was just people who were just like, all right, another cool match. We'll try to get it. And they got them. It wasn't like they stayed silent the whole match. Like I said, this crowd was hot for fucking everybody. But initially, they didn't fucking know. And they popped for the turn at the end. I guess they figured, oh, no, not her friend. They felt bad for her. But JC retains. And then the next match, a fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. I know that you said you missed this. If you get a chance, you probably should try this one. Sit down with this one. This one was pretty fucking good. The Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defend against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Sol Roca and Zarya, and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. And this one was fun. This was fun. Everybody got a turn. There's 8 women in the ring, and it never felt like there was 8 women in the ring.
The one thing I did hear, and you can tell me if it was true or not, but my buddy told me that they're starting to come around on Flair a little bit.
Oh!
He said he felt like she was getting a lot of
positive
feedback this match.
So let me explain that to people, because I've heard a lot of scuttlebutt about that. So Charlotte is currently doing what I have been referring to for the last few weeks, because this has been going on for a few weeks now. Charlotte right now is going through what I call super white meat babyface Charlotte mode. She is doing all of the old school white meat babyface tricks. The smiling, the high-fiving, the hugging. She's hugging people. She's kissing babies. She's shaking hands. She's respecting people. She's not cursing at anybody on the microphone. She's not trying to be edgy.
She's visually humbling herself.
Oh, she is a fucking saint right now. She has illuminescent wings behind her.
Oh my God!
A halo over her head. So I don't know if you saw the SmackDown where Charlotte and Alexa won their qualifier to get into this thing. Mm-hmm. So Alexa and Charlotte have a big history of hating each other, both personally and professionally. And on screen, Alexa's called her a bitch in the past. Charlotte's called her a midget. They've gone back and forth a few fucking times. But the babyface thing that I'm talking about with Charlotte is that Charlotte has completely, on camera anyway, she's turned herself all the way around. She is supporting Alexa. Alexa, you go girl. You are a queen. Don't let anyone tell you any fucking different. And they actually look really, really good together as a team. And then in this particular match, when Charlotte came out, because she's been doing the babyface thing for a few weeks now, she got a pretty decent pop for it. And then she gets in the ring, and they're doing this thing where Charlotte does her pose, and then Alexa jumps in front of her and does her pose. And then they look at each other like, okay, bitch, okay, all right. And they start looking at her, and then Charlotte does her whole flippy thing, and then she slides into the ring, and she does her whole deal, and then Alexa does her deal, and they're just trying to one-up each other. And you can hear Charlotte, don't worry about it. I got you, Alexa. Don't you worry about it. I got you. That's what she kept telling her. So there's a spot later towards the finish where Zarya, who's like the big muscle chick from NXT, and the surfer chick, Sol Roca, they're getting heat on Alexa, and Sol holds up Alexa for Zarya to spear, and Zarya goes for the spear. Charlotte dives in front of Alexa and snatches her out of the way, and Zarya spears her partner, Sol. So they're staring at each other like, what the fuck just happened? And the camera pans to Charlotte and Alexa, And it is hilarious because Charlotte's in the turnbuckle. Alexa has this face. You know that face when you almost got hit by a car? And then you suddenly just move so you're breathing hard? And you're like, what the fuck? Like, her eyes are wide open. She's like, what the hell just happened? And she looks up, and Charlotte looks her dead in the face and goes, I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. It's super white meat babyface Charlotte. And it's the best fucking thing she's ever done. This thing is hilarious. And it's so funny because it's so overtly cheesy, and yet people are digging it. They're digging it. It's different. She's never been, even when she was a babyface in the past, she was kind of a cunt, right? She was always kind of edgy, kind of pushing it, slightly shoot, slightly work. But she's been doing that for so long. Now, in my opinion, she's in full work mode, and it's just thumbs up. It's hugs. Working. Yeah, she's just like, I love everybody. It's like, how could you? Oh, and it doesn't hurt at all that this whole thing started. Right when she did that, she did a blog or some sort of post somewhere about how she feels that wrestling treats women when they get older. There was this thing that she put out there about, the main event right now was between all these guys who are like in their 40s and 50s, and I'm not even at that age yet. I'm still younger than those guys, but I'm considered like this old lady now in wrestling, and it's this weird thing. So I think she started getting some support from the women on that side, and then she did the Undertaker podcast where she came across like really cool. Like, she was just saying a bunch of different cool stories. She started becoming a little bit more likable, and then all of a sudden on camera now she's this big super ooper duper baby face, and the people are fucking digging it. So we'll see. We'll see. To go from one of the most hated and vile, disrespected fucking superstars in WWE to one of the most liked would be a hell of a jump. So we'll see.
But sometimes it's just that easy, man. Sometimes it's like it's right in front of you. Again, I don't know if this is a personality change. I don't know if this is all a setup for a big turn. Whatever the case it is, but it's an example of it's right. Sometimes it's just right in front of you. They are booing you not because of the gimmick, it's because they hate your soul. And sure, in this business, you can flip that as something good, but sometimes the hate is actual hate.
Yeah,
like what's going on with John Cena, his whole charisma. That's like love hate.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this guy.
They have a term for that. They have a term for that in wrestling. It's X-Pac heat. It's go away heat. We don't love you.
It's real.
We don't love you. We don't hate you. We don't want to watch you.
I feel it with Becky.
Yeah, Becky has it now. Becky has it now. Becky is Charlotte now. They flopped because now Becky's looked at like this uncontrolled and wild and untamed cunt that is just seemingly better than everyone else and blah, 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 blah. They were trying to paint Bayley like that, and everyone went, no, don't do that. It's Bayley.
I don't know. And this is probably unfair, but I just feel like overall, like, women in general just have like an overall cap with the amount of ego you're allowed to have.
Oh yeah,
like you can't break the ceiling of ego and just be like, I'm that shit, and you're like, all right, listen, I don't like you, but you kind of are that shit. I feel like, and this could be unfortunate depending on how you look at it, I feel like women, you have a certain amount of ego you can reach, and once you surpass it, it doesn't matter how good you are. I don't give a fuck. Like, I hate you. I don't like you. So maybe they're testing those waters or something like that. That's cool to see that you can turn it, because I felt like she was at a level where people were just fucking over
nuclear heat.
So so to hear she's like putting in even if it's fake, to put in the work to like experiment with it and see it, it's cool to hear. I gotta catch up. Well, it's been a pretty brutal few weeks for me. So
same here. But I don't. You know what's so funny? I genuinely don't think it's fake. You know what I think is fake?
I hope not.
You know what I think is fake? Not for nothing. I felt like the cunt stuff was fake. When she was being a bitch on purpose, I felt like that was fake.
You think it was kind of living up to the expectation of Daddy?
It's the old chip on the shoulder thing where it's like, if I don't come across like a badass, they're not gonna fucking respect me. So So she just overdid everything, and everyone
she comes from a legacy, so that it makes sense.
Is there a professional wrestler on earth who had a bigger shadow than her?
Oh, absolutely not.
No, exactly. So, and then you live your whole life, no matter how hard you do work at it, you spend your whole professional career being told that the only reason you have that job is because of him. No matter how many championships you win, no matter how many 5-star matches you have, she's only here because she's Ric Flair's daughter. I have that conversation online with people all the time. Well, the only reason Nia Jax is here because of The Rock, or the only reason why the Usos are here because of Rikishi. You know the percentage of wrestlers who had kids and then they became stars is very fucking small. You know how many wrestlers had kids, came into the business, and were so garbage they had to get kicked out? That shit's not given to anybody. You might be given an opportunity, but you gotta fucking rise. You know the person you don't hear that shit about anymore, ever, it never comes up? Randy Orton. You never hear it anymore. In the beginning, yes, obviously. And it was true. He didn't do any indies, it was straight to WWE. But it's Randy Orton now. No one gives a shit about any of that anymore.
Yeah.
So, our next match Raquel and Roxanne, by the way, retained their championships. Our next match brings you into the fold as Tiffany Stratton defends the WWE Women's Championship against Trish Stratus. And I don't need to see Trish Stratus ever again.
You stepped on my raspberry, and I don't like that.
No, I didn't. No, I did not. I actually, in all fairness, I feel like your raspberry set me up for what I was about to say. Because I had that in my head to say, and then you raspberried, and I felt like those two fit together very, very well. You raspberried, and then I said, I never need to see this bitch ever again. So it kind of, in my opinion, it kind of goes hand in hand. But yes, this was the first match you saw. Which sucks, because 2 out of the last 3...
No, it doesn't suck. It was amazing, because I was like, yes, I got here right on time to get this shit done over with early.
No, it does suck,
go
because...
to the rest of the show.
2 out of 3 of those matches before that were really good. And then
in hindsight, I thought I was at the start, so I didn't know.
I know. Me knowing now, I'm like, damn, I think you would have had a different vibe.
Overall look, maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, do we really need to divulge into, this was 8 minutes of just, I don't know what the fuck. How did we get here? Why are we here? How do we not get here again in the future? That's my main question.
Tiffany, so I'm going to lay off for her.
Lay off why? What did you see?
I didn't see nothing.
You said people like her, so I'm going to lay off.
I changed my mind moment.
Okay.
I'm just saying that in a sense of clearly people like Tiffany.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's abysmal. So I want to put that out there. I don't think she's abysmal, but I'm going to double down what I keep saying about her. I don't think she's ready for this. And this didn't do anything special for me. This was all for Trish. Trish didn't look the worst in the world for how long she's been out of it.
True.
I think it's just more the stigma that made the match bad. Because if you came to me and said it wasn't a terrible match, I don't think I would argue with it. I just don't want to see it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all my thing with this one.
My thing about this is what you just said. Oh, this match was all for Trish. Why? In 2025, why? Because, newsflash, remember what I said, was it a week ago when we first talked about the Goldberg thing? We didn't do a show last week, but you know what I mean? When we first talked about Goldberg getting that match, I used the 2 words revisionist history. There's this revisionist history. There's this thought process. Like, Goldberg was like one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. He was so over for so long, and he wasn't. Goldberg was never a good wrestler, and then he was expected to carry these matches as he got older. Trish Stratus, revisionist history. Trish Stratus was never a great wrestler.
She was just the better of all the divas.
She was just, not even that. When she was in the ring with a Lita or a Mickey James or someone of that ilk, she would hold her own, but those individuals carried the matches. They're the wrestlers. They were able to carry her through those matches. The Molly Hollies, the Jazzes, the Jacquelines. That's who Trish was in the ring with during her era. Those were can't miss talents. Those were women who were great wrestlers but didn't have the look the WWE wanted to push as their brand. Trish had the look, and she had enough skill to be the top girl, to be the top woman in the industry.
And let me
but
make
she
this
was
clear.
Never a great wrestler, ever.
You made a very good point, so I want to clarify what I just said, just to be clear about what I'm saying. She was the best wrestler, and let's see, I'll make it a little bit more clear too, of all the divas. And what I mean by that, you can say Lita was a diva, you can say whoever in that era was a diva, but we're not stupid, and we know who the divas were. It was a very particular look, and of those looks, the ones that would get the push to go, Trish was the best wrestler of those divas. So I just want to be clear, because I know all the women wrestlers kind of in that era were technically divas, but we all know what
Trish
Vince was pushing.
I think Trish was before the diva era. The diva. When I think of the diva era, I'm thinking Michelle McCool, Lay Cool, and Candice Michelle, and like the Bella Twins. She was a little bit before that. Trish was a little bit before that.
Am I bug? No, though. No.
Yeah, Trish's retirement match, I think, was 2004.
I remember Trish's era being the diva era. I didn't even fucking watch Nikki Bella or any of them. So there's no. I'm not saying that they weren't divas, but I wouldn't classify, because I didn't watch them.
There it is.
So I wouldn't have thought that era to have been the diva era, because the divas I know were around the Trish Stratus time.
Well, they were referred to as divas. Yeah, I have it here in front of me. It does count that era as divas, but the Divas Championship was introduced. Maybe that's my confusion. The Divas Championship was created in 2008. But apparently...
and that's what I'm saying, because the diva... So when I say diva, again, I'm referring to a particular look that Vince liked.
The models. Yes, Alicia Fox and the Kelly.
On the calendars and all that. Yes. They were always referred to as the divas.
Like Divas Undressed, the magazine or some shit like that.
Yes. Trish was the best wrestler of the particular.
She was the best performer.
I'm not referring to Lita. I'm not referring to the actual wrestlers. But of the look, she was the best. That's why she got pushed. That was my point.
Ha. Well, even if that was the case, she ain't the best now. And not for nothing, I have a very hard time, and maybe this is just, again, I'm not a nostalgic person in certain situations. Sometimes I am able to get out of my nostalgia. And if you compare eras, it's not really much of a fucking comparison. The women's wrestlers of today,
night and day. Not only do they have the look, but they can wrestle their ass off.
It's such a different time now. And every time you include Trish, or every time you include Lita, or even if you go further back, because we saw legends on this show. Jacqueline came back, Alani Kai, bless her heart, an old friend, was on the show, and every time you bring these women back, yes, we pay respects. They showed Ivory. I haven't seen Ivory in 2 decades. They showed Ivory on the show, and it's like, these are grandmothers now, right? These are women who, like, they had their debut match in like the 80s, like this. As you go through the years, yes, these women should be respected for the beatings that they took and the bullshit they had to eat and the doors that they had to literally cut open because they refused to open it for them. I'm not saying that these women are not worthy of respect. What I'm saying is that it hurts their image in the eyes of newer fans when you keep putting these women, the older women, into the ring with these current women. Because these new kids who didn't grow up watching these women in their prime, they hear the stories and they see the package on the screen and they go, wow, she was something back in 2006. That's crazy. And then they get in the ring with these new girls, and the new girls are literally slowing it down. Like, it's like walking grandma through the hallway. All right, now, Miss Stratus, I'm going to give you an Irish whip, okay? Just keep your back straight. Here we go. Whoop-de-doo. All right, I'm going to bend forward. Hit me with that sunset flip. No, I got you. I'm going to move you by the head. There you go, Trish. All right, I'm going to roll. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. You put him on the court right now, he'd get smoked. It's not the same thing. Keep the eras apart for a reason. You can still get money out of Trish without having to expose herself in the ring. That's the reason why I don't like these matches. Look at what Goldberg did. This isn't a woman thing. Look at what Goldberg did against Gunther. Gunther just did what I just explained to Goldberg. All right, Bill. You listening, Bill? Where's your good ear? Left side, right? All right, Bill, you ready? Irish whip, Bill. Here we go. Whee! Go for it, Bill. Now I'm going to turn around. My arms are up. Go ahead. Go for the spear. Go for it.
But it is unfair to Trish here, and I will give her some. I will shoot her some bail here because it is different.
How so?
If I had to choose between seeing a gun to my head, you're getting a legend. Okay. Trish or Goldberg?
Oh, I'm taking Trish.
You fucking drunk? See, you're troll.
Okay,
we're podding now. I get it. We're podding.
No.
The impact of hold on. Let me with the.
I have to watch one match right now.
Gun to your head.
Gun to my head. A Trish. What does it matter? The opponent. A Trish Stratus match.
A Trish Stratus match or a Goldberg match. And if you want to make it more fun, against whomever you think would be their best opponent, it doesn't matter.
Goldberg has one leg. How the fuck? He has one. If I was to pick an opponent for Goldberg, it'd be the one they gave him. Who else? Who else is going to go out there and do that with him?
I thought I was making a point here, but you know what? Fuck it. Shout out to Trish. You're the best legend.
Of those two choices. Now, for Trish, I wouldn't have picked Tiffany Stratton as that level of opponent or that kind of opponent for Trish.
I personally think it doesn't matter. I think the match is the same either way.
Fair.
I think it gets worse.
Yeah, what happens is the way the match goes is that whoever she wrestles is gonna talk Trish through the match. Is what it is. That's how that's gonna go.
I mean, in any of those scenarios, best case scenario is put them in the ring with. Oh my god, my brain just shut the fuck off. Huh. Oh my god, I hate when my fucking with Rhea. Jesus Christ!
I would not.
If it's a woman wrestler,
yeah, and
you want a show, just put her in the ring with Rhea. And you will get a match.
I'm not going to put Rhea in the ring with Trish Stratus. I would rather put Rhea Ripley in the ring with a Fabergé egg.
Could. She made Zelina Vega look nice.
At least Zelina has full function of it. Look, listen.
Does she?
But does she?
But hold on. No. Let's really let's egg the rest of the show and dissect this. Like, does she?
But does she? No, I don't need to see either of them anymore. I think there's ways to get
I've been screaming that for
money out of them without exposing them to that. This era is different than that era. Keep them apart. Like you said in the scenario, gun to my head, I'd rather have Trish. And just based on maneuverability. Trish can be led still. I'll give her that credit. That match that happened with Tiffany wasn't a terrible fucking match. But I don't need to see this anymore. I don't think it helps Tiffany Stratton at all. Who in that building with, you know what, I was kind of on the fence about Tiffany, but now that she's defeated Trish Stratus, I feel like she's a much stronger champion now. No one. It didn't happen. That's the problem with these constant returns. The rubs get a lot harder to get. So, no, I didn't need anything to do with that. 8 minutes, shortest match on the card. They got in, they got out. That was smart. Our next match, oh, baby. Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no-holds-barred match with your homegirl, Bianca Belair, as a special guest referee. And let me tell you, we were giving the WWE a lot of shit for the Bianca situation.
Don't you do it. You better not fucking go on here with that bullshit.
What bullshit?
And you're going to say some bullshit.
I'm just going to say she was injured.
Oh, my God.
Is that the bullshit?
Do not fucking Kurt Warner me right now, okay?
Kurt Warner you? What the fuck kind of reference is that?
Her fingers. He let me down too. He was like
okay,
one of my favorite quarterbacks. Was he the one with the hurt pinky?
Was it the pinky? I think he had a hand issue. Yeah, for sure.
It was one. No. You fuck. See, you're doing it again. Don't do that shit.
What?
It wasn't his hand. It was his fucking pinky.
The pinky is attached to the fucking hand.
I'm with you, bro. if it was his hand, I'm with you. Sit down. I want you to feel better. It's your fucking pinky. I'm not saying it was her pinky, but it was fingers. At least that's what you told me.
She's got split. I saw the pic. Her when she comes to the ring, she's got fucking splints on like 2 or 3 of those fucking fingers right now.
So you.
I'm trying to figure out how.
I don't understand what an injury to fingers has to do with taking a dog shit on this woman for the past how many years now?
Okay.
Don't you get me flared up. Look.
No, not Flair. Flair's a baby face now, so we need to rein that in. You don't need to be completely upset. Listen.
I'm sold on Jade Cargill, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
No, well, then you're on your own on that.
Good. I'll stand alone. I don't give a shit. I love the progress she's done. She's still got a lot of work to do. She's young. She's got a lot more time in her. I don't think it's time yet, although unfortunately I see it coming. I feel like we're about to do another Tiffany here. But I do like her momentum. I like what she's been doing. I've always loved her look, but I've always hated the work. And she is getting so much better. It's fun watching her progression. It really is.
Okay. Sure.
Is that where you're at with it?
No.
You hated this shit.
No, see, because here's what it is about. Because you know how I feel about the caution tape lately, right? So, but with Jade, I will agree that she's progressed. I will agree that she's gotten better. I don't think the speed on her progression is not matching the speed of her work.
I agree.
They're getting excited about the fact that she's getting better. And they're going to start putting her in positions where they're going to start requiring her to already be a main event level talent, and she's not there. Unfortunately, you got her from AEW, and when you received her, she wasn't ready to do anything.
I'm sure she had a lot of bad habits.
You just got her to the point of being a WWE. In my opinion, she's now at a WWE superstar level. She can compete.
Entering.
Yes.
I don't not a WWE star. I would say superstar.
She's got the look. She can work a match enough to not hurt anybody or hurt herself, and the match looks comparable. She's getting there. Like you said, she's getting there. But I feel like they're getting trigger happy. Like they're trying to manifest. All right, well, maybe if we put her in the ring with more main eventers, then she'll start performing more like a main eventer. I don't know. We put her in the ring with a bunch of wrestlers, so she learned how to wrestle. Now we need her to be in the ring with main eventers so that she could be right. But you could also expose her. The Asuka match kind of exposed her. Now this situation, when this match was getting ready to start, I said to my wife and I said to myself, I actually liked. Remember, we sat here for WrestleMania and said she didn't do half bad a job at WrestleMania. And it was these two. It was Jade and Naomi. And you know, everyone here knows how I feel about that pear-shaped bitch. And how I feel about their chemistry in the past. When that WrestleMania match happened, even I had to sit here and say, it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all that bad. It kind of fit into what was going on. So going into this match, I knew she was going to get fucked around with Asuka. But in this match, I went, okay, my bar is a little higher because they had a regular match, and it went pretty good. This is a no-holds-barred match. Let's see what happens. And I'll be honest, I liked the other match more than I liked this one. Once the toys got involved, I was like, all right. Like, I did like, I'm not going to front, I did like the cameraman spot where she took the camera from the cameraman and then she hit Naomi with the camera and then did the best thing in the whole match. I don't know if you remember this, but she tossed that bitch to the floor. And I looked right at my wife because that got a response. It wasn't a pop and it wasn't a boo. It was a, oh, God damn it, right? I told my wife, I said, this is a different wrestling audience. Look how business conscious these people are. They didn't care that she hit Naomi with the fucking camera. Why would you toss it? That's like a couple of $1,000 worth of equipment.
One of the guys, that's like a $10,000 camera.
Yeah, what the fuck? They're going to dock you, girl. What are you doing?
You know what's funny? You know, it's funny you bring that up. You know what the vibe I got? It took me back to, I don't remember if it was WrestleMania, the Nintendo 64 WrestleMania or No Mercy. I can't remember which one it was. When you would reach into the crowd and pull out like a bell or a stop sign. Remember that shit? Yeah. That's what it reminded me of. I don't know why. That's just, I got like this weird nostalgia when she fucking threw it. I don't know why, dude.
I wanted her to hit her with the camcorder or the video camera, hit her in the head, and Naomi does a head whip, touches her forehead, and slowly crumbles to the ground, just like in the video game. Oh man! So you not only are you still standing by Jay, but I'm going to safely assume you enjoyed this match, the no holds barred match.
It was. I was okay. You see, when you say enjoy, there's so much like gusto in that word. It was a good match, man. I don't hate this match. I don't all the way hate Naomi. I like this Naomi better than the other one. And I just like watching Jade and seeing her progression right now. Will it change? Will I turn against her or become her biggest fan? I don't know. But that's part of the fun right now with her. She's just progressing and we'll see what she does with it.
Part of the fun. Right. So Jade Cargill did defeat Naomi. Her Queen of the Ring win does guarantee her a title match at SummerSlam. And at the end of the main event, we will be touching back on this because some confusing shit happened. They tried to clear it up a little bit on Monday, but I'll try to explain it. But our next match, the Battle Royal, not really much to discuss here. It's a goddamn Battle Royal, and it had the winner it was supposed to have.
Say her name.
She calls herself La Primera. We call her La Culo. Stephanie Vakir. She has the body where my wife goes, God fucking damn it. Jesus.
You know what's crazy? That new shit that they do now, the wrestlers do now, is making it look even crazy. Like, whoever said,
you picked it up too?
With the stockings and shit.
The strap right underneath the butt cheek that props the ass up a little bit.
Well, not just that. That's amazing.
That's the one my wife picked up on. She goes, "Why is everyone wearing the strap, hiking their asses up?"
I can't. That wasn't what's her name? Stratlander.
Chris Statlander.
She's the first one that I remember doing it.
Doing what?
The butt strap.
Oh, the butt strap.
Yeah.
Before Ripley.
See, I don't remember it.
Yeah, the timeline's a little screwy.
Because I'm assuming Ripley did it first. But my first memory of it was Stratlander. And boy, she did it well. She did a good job with that uniform. But
she did her thing.
But yeah. It was what it was.
It's about a royal.
They did exactly what we said was going to happen. They put a bunch of people in there that didn't matter with like two people that did, and we just watched them eliminate each other. They try to have some cool Royal Rumble moments with the handstand, and we gotta stop that shit, man. It's gotta be either 2 feet or two. They don't gotta just be 2 feet. If it's two hands, I don't know, dude. You kind of out.
Bruh, I just need, if you're over the top rope and you're touching the floor in any manner, you're fucking out, bro. Enough with
you gotta be done.
Enough with the Kofi Kingston
buffoonery.
The buffoonery. There it is. There it is. That's much better. Ridiculous. The buffoonery. I don't need any more of this garbage. Yes, but Stephanie Vacour will get the title match at Clash in Paris, so she waits in line. I hope this doesn't mean that she's not on SummerSlam, because that would be a shame. I need to see La Culito live. So, that was the Battle Royal. Our main event of Evolution. Io Sky defending the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley. Let me brace myself for this one.
That girl can go.
Who's that girl?
You know who that girl
there's
is.
two of them in there.
No.
I'm assuming you're not talking about the one that we've
been
blowing.
No. What comes to your brain when I say the name that comes to your brain when I say that girl can fucking go?
That's Io Sky.
Okay. We're on the same page then. So we'll start this with me kind of eating some crow here.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. All right.
Here
Not so much. I'm still gonna stand on. I'm stand on. I said what I said. But boy, is this girl showing you? I don't need a fucking mic. She don't need to fuck the mic. Let someone else talk. Fuck a promo. Put me in the ring, and I will make your best wrestler look like I'm carrying the match. And that's exactly what she did here. And that's not to shit on Rhea or that Rhea did anything bad. This is a phenomenal match on both sides, but this is a very rare moment where you see someone in the ring with Rhea and I don't know who was calling. I think it was Io. That's what it felt like. That girl was fucking going. She looked at the camera once and put her middle finger up to me and said, I don't need a mic. That's what I saw. Because she just fucking went. She kept the pace of that match high.
And she just
took was going and hitting the spots and being there, and Rhea being who Rhea is. She was everywhere she needed to be plus then, which made this match a fucking WrestleMania match. But we're on Evolution 2, and it was one of those moments where this main event was so good. I'm going to double down on what you said. Fuck, I wish they would have pushed this. Because this match with the bells and whistles and the push, and it did at this point, it wouldn't have fucking mattered what happened to this. If this is what ended your Evolution 2, 3 was guaranteed. It probably still is because of this match.
Yeah.
But it would have become a spectacle because of this match. These fucking girls went.
They did. They had a moment. Before I say how I feel about this match, I would like to bring one quick thing into perspective for people. I have had two moments in my life where I felt like I was experiencing something more than the usual. Because I surf through matches. I've been watching wrestling for 40 years. I was in the kitchen during the NXT title match that I was telling you earlier. My wife was like, "You're missing the match." I'm like, "Sweetie, I've been watching this for 40 years. You want me to do the commentary from the kitchen? I can do the commentary from the kitchen. I only have to look at the TV. I know what they're doing. Drop down this. I got it. I understand how this works." But watching this match in particular, there's two moments that come to mind when I was watching this. The very one was in 1999, and the other one was in 2014 or 15. I can't remember which one. In 1999, I watched the No Mercy pay-per-view. It was October. Throwaway pay-per-view. And on TV, Edge and Christian and the Hardys were having a best-of-5 series. And the last match, which was match 5, they had decided it was going to be the first ever tag team ladder match. And they had that match on pay-per-view. And I remember watching that match for the first time live as it happened. And I remember walking away from that match. When that match was over and the audience stood on its feet and showed their appreciation for how much they did to each other. I felt like that was a special moment. And then the next night, because remember pay-per-views back then were on Sunday, the next night on Raw, the Hardy Boys come to the ring to gloat about their victory, and they got a giant pop. Considering that they were heels, they got a giant pop. Edge and Christian comes out to confront them, and they don't even get a chance to talk on the microphone. The building stood up and gave them a standing ovation for their efforts from the night before in a completely different city. That's how great that match was. Fast forward to 2000, I just looked it up. It was 2015. It's SummerSlam weekend. SummerSlam was on Sunday. NXT TakeOver is on Saturday. And NXT TakeOver, the very first one, had a lot of great moments on it. I got to see Jushin Thunder Liger for the first time and the only time live against Prince Pretty. What the fuck was this? Tyler Breeze. I got to see a couple of the main event was Kevin Owens and Finn Balor for the world title. It was a dope card. It was the first time me and Steph did NXT and WWE back-to-back. On that card, the NXT card, was Sasha Banks and Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship. They went for 25 minutes, and they blew the crowd up. And to the point where I later found out that Kevin and Finn were very sad because they had to do a ladder match after that. And they were like, fuck it, we might as well just go home. The crowd is completely dead. And they were. There was no energy left for the main event. Bayley and Sasha Banks on that night, when I walked away from that building, I said to myself, I think I saw the greatest women's match I'll ever see in my life. That's how great, because I was in the building, you feel it, it's a little different. I guess Steph remembered that. So we're watching the match last night. Or 2 nights ago. Oh, no, it's last night. No, 2 nights ago. I'm fucking up. It's Tuesday. 2 nights ago. We're watching the main event. And we're kind of over Io and Rhea because this is now like, the second or third time that we've seen it. Between the triple threat, the matches leading up to it. They've wrestled a couple times now. This one felt different. Like, from the beginning, it felt different. It felt loose. I felt like they were playing around in the beginning. There's a spot where Rhea Irish Whip, Io comes through, does a Hurricane Rana into a DDT, and then Rhea takes this big ass bump, and Io does like 2 arms in the air, like yes, I countered, and then like fell back, like it was kind of funny. They were having a good time. They were vibing, but as this match continued on, we started feeling it again. We were listening to the audience, we were watching the match, and we kept looking at each other going, I think this is one of those moments. Like, I couldn't really get it. And then it just kept going, and it kept going, and it kept going, and the stakes just kept being raised, and kept being raised, and kept being raised. Up until the cash-in, right at that point, my wife looked over at me and said, "Do you remember Brooklyn?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "No, I think we're watching the greatest one right now." Like, that's her saying that. She's like, "I think we're watching one of the best women's matches ever right now." And one of the things that I said in response, I said, I could tell that it's a good women's match because I forgot for most of this that it was a women's match. This felt very much like what it's supposed to feel like. The main event of a pay-per-view with the World's Heavyweight Championship on the line. That's what that felt like. For a split second, for 25 minutes, I forgot they were women. Legitimately. Because Io is flawless. Rhea is flawless. No one's perfect. People make mistakes, but these two very rarely ever do. And I could see it on their faces. As someone who's been in the ring, I could see it on their faces. They were feeling this one. This one felt right. They were throwing whatever they felt like, and it was money. They just kept going through it. Even when things got crazy and the referee took Jessica Carr, by the way, maybe messing up that last name, but I know that's Ref Jess.
I was literally just thinking about that. Shout out to her, bro.
Took that big ass bump.
Illest.
Yeah.
drop kick.
She
Clean, didn't guard. She took it straight to the chest.
Yeah.
She took the bump.
She took a full
damn
bump.
good bump.
Yeah, full bump.
And rolled out fucking beautifully.
Even when that happened, you start to think to yourself, okay, maybe this is starting to drag, right? We already have the ref bump. Let's hurry up and get to go home. Then they utilized the ref bump, and then it got a little crazy on the outside.
And that's what I love about it. Because usually when that happens, it starts to get stupid.
Right.
People are grabbing shit. They're staring. They're
Boom.
stalling. The moment she went down, they took it right out of the fucking ring.
Right.
They're like, no counting. Now we can just get nutty. And they continued the pace of the match.
Yeah, but what I think makes this still a classic, considering that they went outside into the crowd, you know what they didn't do in the crowd? They didn't grab a trash can. They didn't grab a chair. They didn't grab a kendo stick that just happened to be placed by someone's chair by sheer coincidence. They had a big bump with the crossbody, but they kept everything reasonably within the world and the realm of wrestling. All of it made sense.
Beautiful crossbody, by the way.
Yeah, because
when she came off, usually at
commits.
that height, going to that surface, you see a lot of like turtling.
Yeah.
She at full extend,
and Rhea gave her entire torso.
It was
amazing. Perfect. They
Absolutely
were on fire. I'm not fucking. This is like when Michael Jordan tells you that the basket was 30 feet wide. It was they could not fuck this matchup if they wanted to.
They couldn't miss.
They could not miss. Everything worked.
And to the point that you made about forgetting it was a women's match, I don't know if this is a positive thing or a negative thing, but you reminded me of a feeling that I had in that moment when you said that is I hate that this is the main event of the women's pay-per-view because I feel like this should have been the main event of an overall pay-per-view.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't know if that comment takes away from that. Like, I don't mean to shit on women.
No, I don't.
This is all dumb.
I don't think that it does.
Like, this was wrestling.
Yeah. No, but that's
no gender.
That's what I was saying earlier. They did such a great job. I forgot it was for the women's title. This felt like a world heavyweight championship bout between two of the best professional wrestlers in the world trying to settle a score. Because outside of the championship, remember the story, Rhea has never defeated Io Sky in her entire career. Io beat her in the Mae Young Classic to get a contract. Io beat her in NXT for the championship, and she beat her on the main roster for the championship. Rhea Ripley has never beaten her. And the fact that that was the story going in, and then they had a match that constituted that story, with Rhea doing every humanly possible thing she could do to get over on Io Sky. And I want to give another shout out. This might be underappreciated. People may not give a shit about this, but for someone in the profession who does this, I want to give them a shout out. The MVP for me for that match, for the people who weren't in the ring, Wade Barrett. I feel like did an amazing fucking job illustrating a lot of fucking points between the two individuals, like saying, you know, because visually, if you don't know the story and you look at Rhea and you look at Io, you go, oh, Rhea should eat this chick alive. And Wade had said earlier in the match, because Michael said, you know, have you ever had anybody in your career that drove you nuts, that gave you fits the way that Io gives Rhea fits? And Wade said it perfectly. He said, you got to understand, I'm 6'5". I'm a hefty 200-pound man. And for whatever reason, in the course of my career, just like Rhea, those cruiserweights, those smaller guys, they always gave me problems. They're crafty, they move around, they're smaller, they're more agile, they're harder to get their hands on. You can get into a fist fight like he named Sheamus. Sheamus knocked my block off a few times. I can go in the ring with Sheamus and throw hands, and we'll see who the better man is. A smaller opponent's not going to do that. They're going to run. They're going to get crafty. They're going to get in. They're going to get out. You have to plan for that. That's why Rhea can dominate the division and still have a problem with Io. Because Io's got the technique. Io has fundamentals. She's got the style. She is the perfect yin to her yang. and it's worked out. That's the story going in. It has a story in place. The championship's on the line. It's the main event. It had all the chips. It had everything. Now, here's how good this match was. The cash-in. I genuinely did not expect the cash-in. I gave like 2 examples already so far throughout the show where I called it without even thinking about it. It was that obvious and that was that easy and, to be fair, the most logical. This one surprised me. When she came out and legitimately cashed in, and the match wasn't even over, she cashed in to make it a triple threat. And then she came in and she won the match and she won the championship. And I looked over at Steph, and Steph's looking at me like, because she knows how I feel about Naomi. And she goes, does that kill the whole match for you? And the honest answer is no. It doesn't. I feel like they did a good enough match to where that cash-in actually, and maybe I'm wrong, people can disagree, I think it actually added to it because of that element of surprise. I don't think anybody called that. She said that on Raw. She came out with the belt. They were like, you deserve it. She was like, nah. You can dead all that right now. None of y'all saw this shit coming. And she's right. God damn it. She's 100% right. I don't think anybody saw that shit coming. Not on a pay-per-view like this. Not after a match like that.
I'll tell you
That's
what,
ballsy. So even I have to give
good.
them credit.
The writing's good because if there's any way to legitimize, if that's the title you're going for, and to legitimize that cash-in, that's a damn good way to do it. Like, even when they wrote that out, I don't think they knew that match was going to be as hot as it was for that cash-in to just being a heel and being gifted a match so good. All you have to do is not fuck it up, and you will suck the air right out of that room, which is exactly what the fuck you want in her position. They gifted that to her, and she did that, which takes us to the conversation of what we were saying earlier about this is too fast, because I see exactly where this is going. And this is where I will say this is too fast. We don't need to do this.
For Naomi?
No, for the Jade lead.
Well, see, there is the confusion that I have. Because immediately everyone online was like, oh, Naomi just won a championship just so Jade can beat her for it at SummerSlam. Actually, she can't. That's actually the problem. That's my confusion. Unless they break a rule here, that doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense. Because Jade is a SmackDown wrestler. When she won Queen of the Ring, it was already stated that she would compete against the WWE Women's Champion.
They state that, yes.
And that would be Tiffany Stratton. So when Naomi won the Money in the Bank, she's also a SmackDown competitor. But when she cashed in at Evolution, she won the Raw title. So I was confused when she won. Then on Monday, they cleared all that up. Because what Naomi said on Raw is, oh, y'all thought I was going to cash in on Tiffany Stratton. Nah. I cashed in over here because I'm done with all that garbage happening on SmackDown. I'm done with Jade. I'm done with Bianca. I'm over here now, and I'm going to be the world's women's championship. As a matter of fact, right here in front of me, if I'm not mistaken, the official thing here for SummerSlam, it has Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill listed as the match for SummerSlam. So it's gonna be Tiffany and it's gonna be Jade. It's not gonna be Jade and Naomi.
That's a good point. I forgot that they did state that. Yeah. I remember King of the Ring, they stated that one would wrestle the other depending on who won.
And so
then why this then? Now I'm even more confused.
So now what happened on Raw is, let me bring back that ladder match analogy. Remember I told you they had the pay-per-view on Sunday, and then on Raw, they got a standing ovation for the match from the night before. So yesterday on Raw, Naomi comes out, addresses the crowd. She gets interrupted by Rhea to a huge pop. Then Io comes out to confront the both of them to a huge pop. And there's one moment when they're standing in the ring when they're all arguing together, and then Adam Pearce comes out, and he says some nice things about Naomi. He goes, not for nothing, you've always made good on opportunities in your whole career. Last night, or 2 nights ago at Evolution, was the moment of your entire career. Congratulations. Then he looks to Rhea and Io. He goes, I don't want to speak for the audience. I don't want to speak for the people in the back. But what you two did at Evolution was magic. And the crowd stood up on its feet and gave that match a standing ovation. That's special. Not very many matches get a standing ovation after it happens, like a night or two, like 48 hours later. That audience stood in appreciation for that match. And then Adam Pearce ends it by saying that because SummerSlam is a 2-night event, we need box office, we need interest, we need magic. So at SummerSlam, it's going to be Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Naomi for the World's Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Now, I know that CM Punk and Gunther are now booked for SummerSlam as well for the World's Heavyweight Championship. I need an argument that the girls should not be last night one. Now, if your argument is, well, they did great together, but now they're adding Naomi. Naomi is no Bianca Belair. That might be the one thing that I can listen to. But based on that performance at Evolution, oh, baby, I don't know. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard. I know one match on the SummerSlam card I'm not going to give a shit about. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Go fuck yourself. And they're rematching Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria one-on-one. So I know when I'm getting my popcorn now. I can schedule that out. But, yeah. But, no, that's Evolution.